All right, good morning, traders. Today is October 19th, 2023. My SPY pivot is 433.68. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. SPY, QQQ, SMH, and FNGU. All in hourly downtrends within their daily uptrends. XLF and Diamond Dow are in 15-minute downtrends within their daily uptrends. IYT, Transports, and IWM, Russell 2000, remain in daily downtrends. Silver and gold are in 2-hour uptrends while within their daily downtrends. USO and UNG remain bullish as the US dollar index continues to consolidate over the 105 level. And let's not forget, Mr. Powell speaks today at noon. All right, let's go look at some charts. All right, let's get the big chart up here. Let's move this over. Start with a nice daily chart of SPY. This is our neckline right here. Where is it at this morning? Okay, I'm just going to bring the crosshairs up. And actually, let's go to the hour chart. Okay, so bring the crosshairs up. So this morning, it is at 427.15. All right, so let's look at the daily candle for yesterday. Bearish engulfing. If you look at that, started up here. And now we're way down here. So lower high, lower low. Testing this pivot right here. So we had an M pattern show up yesterday. And I believe on the 15-minute we broke through. Yeah, you can see here was the M pattern. A little bit of consolidation there at the middle. Well, no, here it is right here. We had a little consolidation here at this middle. And then we broke through there. And now we'll see if we're going to consolidate here before moving down to the head and shoulders neckline. We'll see what happens. I still have a target of, I think the market wants to test the neckline before moving any higher. So on the daily, if we look at on the daily, we had a daily uptrend with higher lows and higher highs. So right now we've got, on the hourly time frame, we've got lower high and lower low. All right, so we got an hourly downtrend in our daily uptrend. All right, so now let's go take a look at QQQ. I believe QQQ is doing the same thing. It's in a daily uptrend with a higher low and a higher high. And on the hourly time frame, we have a lower high and a lower low. So QQQ, hourly downtrend within the daily uptrend. FNGU, same thing happening here. Okay, on the daily chart, we've got a higher low and a higher high. On the hourly time frame, we've got lower highs and lower lows. Lower high, lower low. All right, SMH. On the daily time frame, we have higher lows and higher highs. On the hourly time frame, we have lower highs and lower lows. Lower high, lower low, consolidating right here. Now let's take a look at IWM. So IWM on the daily chart, lower highs, lower lows. Lower high, not quite lower low yet, but still has not made the higher high or the higher low. So IWM still in a daily downtrend. Now on the 15-minute chart, we got a lower high and a lower low. All right, so IWM, 15-minute downtrend. And let's take a look at IYT on the daily. On the daily, IYT transports making lower highs and lower lows. Lower highs again and lower lows. So you can see on the 15-minute we have a downtrend, as well as on the daily we have a downtrend. Let's take a look at XLF. On the daily chart, we have a higher low and a higher high. On the 15-minute chart, we've got a lower high and a lower low. A lower high and yet again another lower low. So XLF 15-minute pullback within this daily chart uptrend. Let's take a look at... Did I hit all of them? I don't think I hit all of them. I hit IYT. Did I hit IWM? Yep. Okay, so let's take a look at silver and gold. All right, here's silver on the daily chart. Lower highs, lower lows. We do have a 2-hour uptrend here in this daily downtrend. If we go to the 2-hour chart, you got a higher low and a higher high. On the daily chart, you've got lower highs and lower lows right now. Gold doing about the same thing. We've got lower highs and lower lows. On the 2-hour chart, same thing happening here. Higher low, higher high. Now notice gold has kind of cleared this area here, but still has not put in a daily pullback on the daily chart to produce the higher low yet. So it's still moving up. The higher low might not come till it gets to here. We'll see what happens. You can see gold kind of peeking out here at almost an equal high there. So gold trying to break that downtrend. USO on the daily chart, higher low, higher high, consolidating over the ones over 73 or 74, between 74 and 83. Yeah, 83 right there, yeah. So just consolidating here over minor support in a daily uptrend with higher lows and higher highs, starting a new daily uptrend with higher lows and higher highs. That's USO. UNG on the daily chart, producing higher lows and a higher high. Pull back to, again, same thing, minor support, and see if this can consolidate between 7 and 8 now, instead of consolidating between 650 and 750. All right, so maybe they can move things up here. So maybe produce another higher low here and work their way up to challenge this recent high. So UNG starting a new daily uptrend right here. This is a nice pullback. Hopefully they don't come crashing through and minor support does hold. So we did silver, we did natural gas, we did, let's take a look at the US dollar index. All right, so here's US dollar index coming up from July and moving up to the highs of about 107.30. And you can see it's now consolidating between 105.50 and 107.30. Right on top of minor support right here. So we'll see how much longer they're going to consolidate. If they can hold it up there for about a month or two, I think the next direction moves higher. So we'll see what happens with the US dollar index. And that has a big impact on our GDP because as the US dollar continues to gain in value, it makes our goods and services more expensive in the global stage and the global economies. Makes us less competitive, and we're probably going to reduce our GDP, so that's not good. So while having a strong dollar is good on one side, it's not so good for companies on the sell side, because we need that revenue. That revenue, trickles down to higher earnings. Higher earnings trickles down to increased PE ratios. So we'll see what happens here with U.S. dollar index consolidating up here. Now we'll take a look at the economic calendar. Jobless claims at 8:30, Philly Fed at 8:30, existing home sales at 10, and Mr. Powell speaks at noon. After Mr. Powell speaks, we got probably 3 or 4 more. And then tomorrow, just Fed speakers. So really, it's a light week after Mr. Powell speaks at noon. And on the earnings front, this morning we have Taiwan Semiconductors, $471 billion. They're going to report after the close. Philip Morris, almost $150 billion. They're going to report this morning. That's cigarettes and tobacco. Union Pacific, that would be transports. They move the products around the United States and across this continent. $128 billion. AT&T, that'd be communications. $104 billion. Marsh McLennan, can't remember what they do. I think they do. I think they're a conglomerate. And Blackstone, $74 billion. Marsh McLennan, $94 billion. FCX, $52 billion. Now, FCX is kind of, that's an outlook on copper and, basically building materials, raw building materials. So, be interesting to see how well they're doing. Truist Financial reports this morning, $39 billion. GPC Genuine Parts, probably car parts, $21 billion. So got a busy morning, if you ask me, and let's see what tomorrow brings. There we go. All right, another financial, American Express, $111 billion. Schlumberger, oil and gas business, $90 billion. Regions Financial, and then everything else this looks like more like some regional banks. Huntington and Regions Financial. So some KRE products, that would be our regional banking sector. So some more financials report on Friday. 4, Max Payne for Friday. We have 2-to-1 put to call ratio, and Max Payne is at 431. Max Payne for today is 434. I don't think they're going to go anywhere near it, but I could be surprised. We'll see what happens. So there's Max Payne, the earnings account, the earnings economic numbers, and we did the earnings, and that's pretty much it right now, unless there's something that I missed that you want me to touch base on. Now, yesterday when the SPY opened, I was talking about how it opened. Pull up a 10-minute chart. Now you can see as we gapped under the base, I said there's a good chance that we travel down towards the neckline. And I said that morning, yesterday, there's a good chance we get a candle that looks like, it's kind of going to look like this. I'll show it to you just a second. It's kind of going to look like this right here, just to try to dupe us out. Now, if we go in here to the 30-minute chart, it's coming up. You can see, where's our candle? Right here. Said there's a good chance we get that candle. And we got another one right after it. Right there. But the direction is probably most likely going to be down once we break the tail of that candle. And we did. So on the 10-minute chart, we got a Marubozu candle. Go back to the 10-minute chart. Okay, you can see here's your Marubozu candle coming to the downside. Wipes out this candle right here. All right. And once you get one of those candles, chances are there's a 90% follow-through rate. And when you get a solid candle down like that, there's a 90% chance that you're going to get follow-through. So I love it when I see one of these candles like that, because it means more than likely we're going to get some follow-through coming from it. Let me see if I can find a better chart here. Here's a SPY 30-minute. So I'm going to take questions in the room, and I'll see everybody in YouTube land probably about 4 o'clock. I think we got some members learning today around noon or 1 o'clock. We'll see what happens. I think it's 1 or noon, one or the other. I know somebody comes on at noon. I think I come on at 1. So we'll see what happens there. And the chart's not refreshing. All right, so I will see everybody at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And we'll talk about the market wrap-up.